Today we're back with award-winning singer-songwriter and children's author Erica Sunshine Lee. Hey Erica, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us again today. And today I want to talk all about songwriting with you. I don't know if you know anything about that, but we're gonna just shoot for
Right.
it.
Sounds good.
I'm just kidding. So Erica, I want to start with this. What's your process for turning real life experiences into relatable lyrics?
I think that it began with just therapy. For me, it was so natural to write down my feelings, and I've written poetry when I was probably 10 years old. And for me, it became an outlet. So my emotions just thrown on paper, and I started singing them to my guitarist who was in my band before I even played guitar. And I would just get him to put the music to it. And then I learned a few chords and started writing my own songs with my stellar 3 chord guitar skills. And that's how it was born. And so for me, my early songs were definitely heartbreak. I know a lot of people mock women for only having heartbreak, ex-boyfriend songs. But I think if you look back through history, everybody writes about their feelings, and pain is easier to pour on paper for me. I think that it becomes a really good outlet to be able to heal yourself and to connect with other people who've been through similar journeys. And it's snowballed after that. I just wrote about whatever I felt. And then stories like my mama told me about my grandfather making moonshine. And she said, I'm not telling you anything else. You're going to put it in a song. So it's like you have to be careful around me because I might use your story, your life story. It's not always first person. Something someone says will spark interest, or maybe an event or a place that I'm traveling. I'll be hiking in the woods and see something, an eagle flying. And I wrote a song the next day about mountain birds. And so there's just, for me, nature so inspiring. My life experiences in travel and life and love and my faith. So whatever comes up comes out. And I know everybody's not like that, and not all songwriters have lyrics first, but for me, I think 95% of the time the words come first, and I have like an idea or an outline of the melody, and I pick up my guitar and I just kind of see where it leads. And most of the time that's how I've written songs through the years. But Love at 100 Degrees, I Do, Everyone Loves a Country Girl, those are songs I really specifically remember having this lick in my head. Picking up the guitar, Fragile was another one that started with the musical lick. And then the storyline came to me after the music started. So that's my process. It's not everyone's, but for me, the lyrics have always been the driving force in my songs and storytelling. And through the years, I've just evolved into taboo topics like miscarriage and murder and faith and just so many things that I think people are scared to write about. But for me, I just have to write about what's on my heart. And that's usually whatever comes up, comes out, because I'm very unfiltered in real life too. So my songs are as well.
Well, that's really interesting, Erica. I love that you talked about really writing what you know, what you love, what you don't love, what you're interested in intrinsically and extrinsically. I mean, the topic of write what you know couldn't be stressed enough, but I love how you kind of dabble into write also what you're interested in, or what you kind of feel from other people, even if you don't know about it personally, and kind of getting into that knowledge of it, and writing from their perspective, because I think a lot of authors do that as well. Now, I want to get a little technical. Do you have any technical tips for songwriting?
I would say technically, I start more with the hook. I think once you have a central idea, it's easier to kind of spiral out from that, because there's many times I've been at songwriters rounds or shows, and sometimes storytellers take you on a journey and they never come back to that point. So for me, it's got to go back to the hook. It's got to go kind of feed in and solidify, and that foundation of the song has to be strong, and then everything else should support it. And I think that there's times that you can go on tangents, and there's times you can take people on a little bit more of, you get more forgiveness, or I'd say leeway, with Americana and folk. But for country music especially, and I think pop music, it's always kind of centered around that, either lyrical hook or melodic hook. And if you can do both, I think it's always stronger to drive it home. And that's really been important. It's a hard lesson that's, I think, Nashville taught me well. When I went there to co-write with people, I just started naturally picking up how this person plays, or what this person does. Maybe they're a stronger guitarist or a stronger lyricist or a stronger melodic person. And it stretched my brain to start thinking, oh, I need to think of a melodic hook, or I need to think of something that's going to make this memorable, or what really is what I'm trying to say. And I think so many songwriters, if they can remember one thing, it's just to make the listener hold on and remember that song.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
And I think
Now,
if you feel it when you're writing it, they're going to feel it more when they hear it.
exactly. Now, Erica, you've written, speaking of writing, you've written over like 1,800 songs. How do you stay creatively inspired and avoid burnout?
Oh, I'm not going to say that through the years I haven't experienced burnout, but I think for me, I've always been a songwriter singer. So for me, I just get so much enjoyment and my cup is completely fulfilled when I'm writing the start and I mean the beginning of the process, but finishing that song or completing the song and feeling like you've just like baked a new cake and you're so proud you want to share it with everybody. And I feel like that's been a driving force for me, not only my therapy sessions of myself, but being able to collaborate with other artists. And that keeps it new and fresh. When you get maybe burnout or tired, I think it's good to mix up the process, to go write somewhere different or to unplug for a couple days if you can escape to a new scene, or if you can write with other people, or if you can challenge yourself to write about a new topic or write in a way you've never written before, because I think anybody's going to experience a little stale, maybe when you're going through the motions in anything, any job that you do. But I think as soon as you challenge yourself to maybe approach it from a different angle, or to ask other people's opinion, or to listen to a different style, or to maybe challenge yourself to write in a, like for me, like, okay, write a bluegrass song, like write a song about Missouri. Because I was joking with my friends, I had this hook, Missouri Loves Company, and I had it in my head for a while, and I wanted to write the song, but it's for me, I don't want to sit down and be like forced to have to write a task. And then when I was pulling out of their house about a year later, some of my friends live in Kansas City, and the words completely hit me. And I wrote the song in 20 minutes after I left their house and called her and said, guess what? I wrote this song about y'all. And so for me, I guess the right time, the right place really does matter. And then that's when I feel like the magic happens, when you're able to be in that headspace and when you're not distracted. And maybe sometimes it is putting yourself in another character, like Bad Bitch. That's about a pirate in the 1920s. And the owner of the distillery in Key West asked me to write a song about his rum. And that's the one I identified with, because not only I was like, I'm a bad bitch. I've been touring and being a solo chick on the road as an independent entrepreneur, but also I wanted to inspire younger girls to be independent, take care of themselves, protect themselves, stand up to maybe the bullies of the world like she did. And so it was really fun to put yourself in that character. And I think that makes it to where you do feel like you're getting something new, and you do have a different topic or a different style in your writing. And that's what makes it, to me, more exciting to be able to perform as well, because it mixes it up.
I really like how you mentioned being able to just kind of listen to your head and listen to your body. And when that song does come to you, or when the burnout's gone, and just taking the breaks that you need and really listening to yourself as, okay, I'm finally ready to write that song from a year ago.
Mhm.
I think that that's great advice, because a lot of times we try and force it. And as creatives, it's difficult to do that.
Agree for sure. And I think so many people do. And then it doesn't feel natural when it comes out. And there's times that songs just don't need to be written yet. And
Mm.
some songs just need to be written for myself. Not every song needs to be played in front of other people. And sometimes you might feel it more. And then when you're ready to open up and at the right time, maybe then you do present it to people. And I think that to me has been a lesson, that not every song I write is for other people. Some songs are just for myself.
Now, that's a great point. How do you decide whether a song is meant for you to perform, or for a collaboration, or to pitch to another artist?
That's a great question. When I'm co-writing in Nashville, sometimes we have similar styles and sometimes we're complete opposites. So I might want to record a song and they might want to record it, but what's cool is we can both sing it and record it in our own style. Like Preston Somerville, we wrote a song called One More Time and he released it first, but I loved it so much I just wanted to release my own version. And so we had our different spin on it. And then there's other songs that I know may not fit me stylistically, or I just didn't feel like vocally they were in my sweet spot or my zone or my style, and or my brand. And so those songs I've pitched, but then there's songs I've recorded I've also pitched. So it's really cool when you get to share a song with other people and they can take it and run with it themselves with your collaborators, or you can pitch it out. Like produced and wrote all the songs for Reagan Willis's debut EP. And I knew she was looking for songs. She was a very young songwriter, but she was a killer singer. And so I found songs that I knew I couldn't necessarily execute as well as she could. She's got huge vocal range and her style and her passion and conviction. And I just felt like these are songs that I think would fit you. And I sent her a large selection and she ended up picking the songs that she wanted to sing. But what's cool is I can still go to any show I want to. And I do a lot of shows play a song that we wrote, Loving This Love, for her EP. And it's been really cool to be able to hear my version and her version, but also to get the song heard. I think the more people that sing it, the better chances you have to get it out there.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the genres of your songwriting. When you write in multiple genres, country, pop, rock, outlaw, how do you keep each song authentic to that style?
That's a great question. I feel like when I've written songs, they are very easy to detect. This is bad bitch. It is gonna be gritty. It's gonna be rock. So to me, the subject matter and the musical, maybe the melody or the guitar strumming rhythm, that will transition to me and fit the style. And so if it's a song like Grandpa's Whiskey, it needs fiddle. And that is very fast. And so that became obviously bluegrass. And because I'm from North Georgia and my papa was running moonshine in the North Georgia mountains, whereas a lot of bluegrass music is famous and founded, that naturally happened. And with Bad Bitch or Girls with Guns, it's more outlaw, it's more gritty, it's in the key of drop D. It just has this more rock edginess to it. And then there's tender ballads like I Do, that's a wedding song that I thought finger picking was just perfect. And it can lend itself country or very pop. And so that style fits a wedding. And I just want the production to match what the song is. It's like when you're putting together earrings and accessories and an outfit, you got to match the whole thing together. And I think you just naturally, also after doing it this long, you start to learn this style fits me better, or this song needs to go in this direction. And there's different producers I've worked with, different session players that I'll choose for certain styles because I want it to be extra pop country, or I think this one is definitely outlaw. We need pedal steel on this one, and we need a banjo, or we definitely need an electric guitar solo in this one because it's rocking.
Right. I really like that point, Erica. And I want to kind of close with that point that you have written a lot of different songs and a lot of different genres across 10 albums. Do you approach songs differently now than you did in, say, 2007? And how has that really evolved for you?
I think naturally you're definitely going to grow as an artist with experience, learning which players I want, learning which producer I want on the songs, learning how I want it to sound. And sometimes it's really cool with songs that I've written 10 years ago that I'm just now releasing. And some songs I'll write and I'll record the next week, like Number One Dad, because I couldn't wait to get it out and it was going to be Father's Day and we rushed and got it done. And so I think through the years I've learned that some songs just need to be played out live, and some songs need to like grow and develop, and maybe you're not ready to record them right away, but then some songs you just know it's like a home run off the bat. You're like, this one is going to be big. And when I play it live and get a reaction and people are asking me for which CD is it on, or they're looking for it online, I'm like, okay, that's when this is, I definitely have to get in the studio and record. Like, I don't get jealous. I get arrested on my last album, Country and Western. That one I knew right off the bat. People loved it. They laughed, they connected, it made them smile, and they were asking for it. So it's cool to be able to see immediate feedback. And as a live performing artist, you get that. As a songwriter that may not perform 250 shows a year, you may not initially know this song is going to connect my audience, or this song is going to be a viral music video, like One More Time. And so that for me, through the years, learning which songs I connect with and which songs my fans connect with, but also maybe it's a current event, maybe something like a holiday, it's going to be Stand Up for the Flag. Well, maybe we should release this before 4th of July. I mean, there's just certain things as like common sense marketing 101. But I think also through the years, you learn who you work with better. You learn personalities. Sometimes you grow together and you just crush it and knock it out of the park. And sometimes you don't connect with certain people, and it's like everything in life, there's seasons. And so growing and learning who's on your team, and you just build that as you go, and you find your tribe and you find your style and you find your brand. And then it takes any business a long time to get kicked off the ground. But that's what I think so cool when you stick with it. So many people give up too soon. And once you stick with it and you grow, you're going to see things develop and change and meander. And that to me is kind of the sweet spot.
Well, Erica, thank you so much. That was wonderful insight on songwriting.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with award-winning singer-songwriter and children's author Erica Sunshine Lee. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.